Joining us again in our MSNBC studios is financial advisor Robert Harper. Robert, thanks for sticking around.
Thanks, Lester.
Robert, before all this occurred last Tuesday, we were seeing stability in the markets. Are those same underlying problems still there, and how does that change the picture?
Well, I think that you can't mitigate the fact that the New York Stock Exchange lost over very close to $6 billion worth of value. However, I think that investors should know that for the long haul, I think over the next 2 quarters we could have a significant return to changing around for what we're trying to see in the markets. And I believe that some of the international markets, as I talked about earlier, will suggest that Hong Kong is very well, and some of those international markets have been very supportive of the U.S. economy. I think President Bush and Alan Greenspan have to really help to support the U.S. economy. And so by virtue of that fact, I think investors know that for the long term, I think that some of the issues that we're dealing with here have been short term. I think stability has reached the mark, and going forward, I think that we're going to see some positive gains in the next few weeks.
And we saw some big drops yesterday. Is there a danger in bargain hunting?
I don't think so. I think that there have been sectors that have been affected, and I think that those investors out there who wanted to invest in the U.S. market, who wanted to buy stocks, I think that there are great companies out there. If you look at companies, for example, like Nokia, which sells cell phones, that stock has done very well during this period because, as you know, during the World Trade Center bombing, everybody wanted a cell phone. I think those are sectors that are going to grow. I think the defense sector as well, with companies like L3 Communications, which provides support to the U.S. government for different types of secret weapons and types of communications, given that we're at war. Those sectors are going to do very well, and those numbers I think will continue to be that for investors going forward.
Some of those things you mentioned, telecommunications, technical things, we saw the tech sector taking it on the chin for the last many months. What about the NASDAQ? We haven't talked much about that since the markets reopened.
Well, I think the reason that the focus has been on the stock exchange particularly is because most economists looking at that and saying, well, if we've lost so much value, particularly in the New York Stock Exchange, based on, you have the $600 billion loss, the NASDAQ hasn't gotten as much attention. I think the international community has probably focused more on, the strength of the U.S. economy, and I think that's why the NASDAQ has not gotten as much attention.
Robert Harper, thank you for joining us. Nice to talk to you.